What if I told you that you could breed a horse that can run almost 3 times faster than you can sprint? Or one that could leap over a 5-block high wall? Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Minecraft tutorial series. This is episode 14. And as you can see, I'm holding in my hand a boat. And this has been our trusty way of navigating this world and exploring further away. And we've been using our trusty boots, but there is a better way. And in today's episode, we are going to cover horses, because I feel horses allows us to travel way further in the world much easier. And I'm going to teach you everything there is to know about horses, from where to find them, how to breed them, and all that good stuff. So, the first question we have to ask ourselves is, where do we find horses in a Minecraft world? Well, Minecraft Plains is the best location to find them because they spawn in herds of 2 to 6. But we also... Hello! How are you doing? Hey Garfield, I still haven't name tagged you. All right, so back to where we were. Well, I remember seeing a horse stable in that savanna village over there. Now, savannas do spawn horses as well, but they are more rare. But because I saw a stable in there, I think there's a good chance that we have some horses roaming around in the area. And that is what we're going to go and find out. All right, see, now this is exactly why I want a horse. Because it is so slow and so difficult moving or traversing through Minecraft worlds. Hello. And I think we can do it way faster with a horse. And it is definitely time we do that, because there is so much we want to explore in this world. And without a horse, it'll just take so much longer. And we're not in the end game yet, so we don't have any way to get an elytra. So there's no flying at this point. And there's the village I'm talking about. So you get 35 variants of horses. They come in 7 base colors, and each color has 5 different patterns. Now, don't let anyone tell you that the dark brown horse is better than the white horse or anything like that. It is purely cosmetic. Now, I recall when we did our fishing episode before, we managed to get ourselves 1 saddle. So we'll grab that. Now, there is the stable I was mentioning. So I recall seeing that. So let's head over this way. And unfortunately, there is no horses in here. It looks like they managed to escape this because they jumped over the fence thanks to the melons. Let's have a look around, and there I spot the first one. Great stuff. So that is a white horse over there. Oh, wait, there's another 2. There we go. We have a dark brown one. Amazing. I love those. And we have another white one. Excellent. So we want to tame a horse. Now, how do you tame a horse? First of all, you've got to have an empty hand. If you don't have an empty hand and you right-click on a horse, the horse will just do that sound, horsey sound, and go on its back. Pause, and there we go. We can't tame a horse like that. So you have to have an empty hand, and then you do the same action. And as soon as you right click on the horse, you'll jump on, and then what starts is what I call the Minecraft rodeo. So as you can see, he's not our friend yet, so he just bucks us straight off. Now every time you do this, it builds up temper. It's just like a hidden stat that says how much the horse likes you. Now, we can keep trying this, and if we're lucky, he will... Nope, he still doesn't like us. So there is a way to... You can keep doing this until you can tame the horse, and you'll see some love hearts appear when you know you've tamed the horse. But there's a better way to speed up the process, is I brought some supplies with, so you can feed the horse some of horsey snacks, like apples and carrots or sugar. So seeing that I have a lot of sugar, we can just go ahead and we right click on the horse and we feed him a whole lot of sugar. Let's give him a few like that, and that'll allow you to bring up the temper, and then there's a much better chance of you being able to tame the horse. So let's try it again. Oh, Still not. Let's keep trying. There we go. We saw some hearts. Now we have a tame horse. But as you can see, we have no way of controlling the horse. We are just sitting on the back of the horse and we can't control him at all. Now, don't worry. If you want to hop off your horse, you just press the left shift key like you do on boats. And that'll mean you'll dismount the horse. And now we can right click on him to get back on him again. Now, at the bottom here, you can see there's some stats of horses. Horses have 3 different stats. They have health, they have jump stats, and they have speed stats. Now, when you're on a horse, you can see his health here. He's got 12 hearts. Now, horses tend to have between 7 and 15 hearts. So that's not bad. He's got fairly good hearts. And then when we also press our inventory key, we can see we get the horse's inventory as well as our own inventory. And the horse has got a slot for a saddle and a slot for armor. Now we've got our one saddle over there, so we can just drop it in. And there we go. Now we have a saddle on our horse and we can control him. So as we look left and right, the horse turns left and right. Movement is pretty straightforward. It's just like when you're walking, you go forward, back, left and right. And then you have the last one, which is jump, which is when you hold down the space bar. Then there's this bar at the bottom. So when you keep the space in, this bar grows and then reaches the orange bit. And when you let go in the orange part, then the horse will do a jump and it will try and do it at its maximum height. So that wasn't quite right. Almost got it there. Oh, so it's a bit of trial and error. There we go. And that managed to jump the horse. Now, the great thing of a horse is that you can move over 1 block high areas without even needing to jump. The horse just simply walks right over it. This is what makes it fantastic to traverse all kinds of terrain in Minecraft. Oh man, I've got all these junk items lying around. So to remove the saddle, again, you can just go into your inventory and you can take the saddle out. And there we go. That is the basics of a horse. So let's go and try and tame the other horses that we have over there. Come on, little black horse, or dark brown horse. You look amazing. So let's give you some. We'll just feed you a whole lot and we'll see what you do. All right, empty hand, hop on. There we go. First try. See? Ooh, there's another horse, another brown one. Great stuff. Okay, so again, let's put the saddle on. And now we can control the horse and we can move him through over here. Oh, this one is nice and fast. In future, we will build a redstone contraption that will allow us to speed test the horse and give a very accurate results of the speed. But for now, we'll ride it around and feel how good this horse runs. This one does seem quite a bit faster than that white one over there. Now we can also do a little extra test where we test how high the horse can jump. And for that, we are going to build 2 little walls. There you go, do that. So now we can test how high this horse can jump. So we keep it in and we can see, this one can jump over 2 blocks, no problem. Now let's try a 3 high wall. Whoop, got to get the timing, perfect. So that is a good jumper. It can do 3 jumps. Now, if you have a super horse, it can jump up to 5 blocks tall, which is really, really high. And to get one of those horses is quite rare, but you can breed them up to get them up to that point. So now we only have 1 saddle for the horse. Now we also want a few more. So now the nice thing in the newer versions of Minecraft is that you can actually craft saddles. Back in the day, the only way to get saddles was in loot chests or maybe fishing and finding them there. But now we can use some leather and we can put some leather down, and if we grab some iron, you can craft yourself with 3 leather and 1 piece of iron. You can craft yourself a saddle. There we go. And now we're probably going to need another one because we have 2 horses that I saw there. So we'll put in 2. And while we're here, we also want to protect our horses. So to protect horses, we can craft some leather armor. And leather armor is just 7 pieces of leather in an H shape. And that is our leather armor. You get different types of horse armor. You can get leather, copper, iron, gold, diamond, and even netherite. But leather armor is the only one that you can craft. All the others you'll have to find in loot chests. Now, the nice thing about leather armor is that you can actually dye them as well. So I brought a flour with, so we can change the flour into dye. And if we combine the dye and the leather together, we'll get ourselves leather horse armor, which has been dyed. So let's go to our little friend here, because I think he's going to look gorgeous with the yellow leather armor on. So we just right click on him, and there we go. Whoa, that looks amazing. Awesome stuff. Oh, wow. It really goes nice with it. Oh, this is good. This is going to be probably my favorite horse. Okay, so let's have a look and see which other ones have we not tamed yet. Have we tamed this one? Yes, we have. So let's put him on there. So let's try this out. Oh, wow. This one is really slow. It's terrible. All right, let's see if you can jump. Oh my word, that was a full jump and he can't even do 2 blocks high. So yeah, this one is a bit of a dud. I think we'll just go and park this one out of the way. I think we will just use him for a bit of decor in the village. I don't think we're going to be using him for any breeding purposes. So I think we can take his saddle back and we'll leave you there. You can rest in peace there. Let's go try the other ones. Hopefully there's a few better ones out there. Ah, there he is. Okay, let's try this one out. Okay, let's again just feed him a whole lot of sugar. And let's give it a go. Is he going to like us? He's still deciding. I think, there we go. He liked us in the end. Okay, so let's just move him out into the open. There we go. Oh, see now, he runs again. Also way faster than that other white one. This is really good. He's got a nice speed. Let's try his jumping. Oh, easy over the 2 blocks. It wasn't even a full jump. Let's try this one. Oh, fantastic. Well, this one is even better, I think, than the dark brown one. Let's do one last try with this one. Let's feed this one a whole bunch. Let's see, is he going to like us? Are you going to be our fan? Oh, no. No, just feed him a bit more while we have some. There we go. All right, let's try. Ooh, yes, this is a good runner as well. Nice. Let's try a jump. Oh, easy. That's good. Over 2 blocks. Let's try 3 blocks. Nice. When we go looking at the speed of the horse like this, a player runs at about 5 blocks a second. And an average horse runs at about 8 blocks a second. So regardless of a slow or a fast horse, horses tend to always be way faster than a player can move. And if you get the ultimate horse, they can actually run up to just over 14 blocks a second, which is incredibly fast. Like I said, we can't test that exact speeds yet because we need some redstone for that. So in a future episode, we will definitely make sure we get some redstone and we can build a contraption so we can test the speed of the horses exactly. And we'll make sure that we can test their jump heights so we can measure them as well. And eventually we'll breed up our ultimate horse. Now, to get all these horses back in the day, it used to be really difficult because you had to use a lead and you had to drag them over water and stuff like that. But now these days, again, in newer versions of Minecraft from 1.21 something, you can now simply ride your horse into the water. And yeah, they can swim without kicking you off. Before, they used to just kick you off and you just used to sink. Now, we can only ride one horse at a time, obviously, but we can manage to take the others with us. And to do that, we need a lead. Now, again, back in the day, you try and find leads where you had to craft them with string and slime balls. But now in the newer versions of Minecraft, the recipe has changed. So we can actually craft ourselves leads using simply string. 5 pieces of string in this shape. And there we go. We have 2 leads. So we can just grab this. So let's see, which ones are we going to take home? Let's take, let's try and take all of them. Why not? Now to use a lead, you just put the lead in the hand and then you just right click. And there we go. We have 1 horse and a lead, and as you move around, it'll pull the horse along. Nice thing is we can actually lead multiple horses as well. So there we go. We can now pull 2 horses along. And if we now just walk over to our other horse, we can right click on him. So now as we move around, we're actually pulling along the other horses. So now this is the easy way we can move all our horses back to our base, which is exactly what I'm going to do. And then once we get to the base, we'll cover some breeding. All right, we'll see you on that side. See, now this is exactly why I love horses, because look how easy it is to traverse this terrain. There we go, nicely done. Now, the other great thing of horses is that they act as like a shock absorber. They can drop 7 blocks without taking any damage, like that. Where a player would have dropped that and taken some damage, on a horse you don't, which is another fantastic thing. And here we are, back at our base. Okay, now to remove the leads from the horses, you just right click on them again, and then it'll drop the leads on the ground. Perfect. So let me explain breeding. So horses like certain types of food. They like sugar, apples, carrots. But not all of those foods can be used for breeding. You need golden apples, enchanted golden apples, or golden carrots. Now, we definitely don't have golden apples and enchanted golden apples. So our next best thing is golden carrots. Now we can craft those as well. So I did bring some supplies with. First we have to change some of our gold ingots into nuggets. And then what we do is it unlocks another recipe, and there we go. Golden carrots. Just carrot in the middle with 8 nuggets. And let's craft a few of those. Perfect. Now as you can see, horses love to wander around. We will talk about those in a second. So let's use the carrots to lure the horses back. There we go. Come on. Perfect. All right. So how do we breed the horses? Well, you use the golden carrot. You just look at the horse, and when you feed them, you'll see some hearts appear. And we do the same with the other side. And in a few seconds, magic. Oh, look at that. Oh, so cute. And it's the one with the socks on. Oh, beautiful. Oh, it's getting dark again. Let me just catch a quick nap. All right, we're back. What is that guy doing up there? Jeez. Okay. All right. So, where's the baby horse? Oh, they just go everywhere. All right, so baby horses are a mixture of their parents as well as a little bit of randomness. So they'll get some traits from their parents, like the color or something like that, or some speed, and then a little bit of randomness can add, so they can all become a little bit better or a little bit worse than the combination of their parents. Now, you can't saddle a baby horse, and they take about 20 minutes to grow up, but we can speed that process up as well. And in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to take some wheat and we're going to craft ourselves some hay bales. And if we feed the horse hay bales, they'll grow way faster. And if we're lucky, there we go. Perfect. Now this horse is fully grown, but it isn't not a tame horse either. So if you right click on it now, you have to go through the whole taming process. As you can see, we'll keep trying. Are we going to get lucky? Are we going to get... Yes, there we go. We've tamed the horse. Now you can see on his stats at the bottom, he's only got 10 hearts. So that seems like a little bit of a drop from his parents. Now, do we have another saddle? No, we don't. Let's go craft another saddle quickly. And let's see. So you can also hop onto the horse and then put the saddle in like we did before, but you can also put a saddle on a horse by just holding it in your hand and right-clicking. And then a nice quick way to remove the gear off a horse is by using shears. And if we now just right-click on it, you'll just take the saddle right off. Nice convenient way without having to first jump on the horse. So let's have a look and see, how does this horse perform? Yeah, this is not bad. It's a little bit on the slow side, I think. But there we go. That is it. Wow. Where is that one going? So, as you can see, horses like to wander around and you can lose them quite easily. So, we need a way to contain horses when we don't use them. Now, you don't always have time to build a full stable. We will, at some point, probably build, I think this is a nice area, so we can build ourselves a little area for our horses over here with a stable. But let me show you 3 quick ways we can contain a horse. The first way is by using what I call the pit. And it's a nice, quick and easy way. So all you do is you just dig a 2x2 area and you dig it 2 down with one little escape section. So there we go. So that is what I call the pit. It's a 2x2, 2 deep with one little stair on there. And now if we hop on our horse and we ride it nicely into the hole and we jump off, the horse will, whoop, now do we get out? There we go. Now the horse will stay there. Horses can't walk up this little section because horses are actually 1.4 blocks wide. So they don't fit and they won't jump by themselves without a rider on. So it'll stay in there. Perfect. So that's a quick and easy way to keep your horse in one area. And another method is what I call the fat gate. So we craft ourselves a few fences and we place fences. So you need a 2x2 area and we place fences around the 2x2 area, but you leave the corners open like so. So now I can walk through the corners as a player, but the horse, if we hop onto the horse and we try, and you see here, I'm pressing the forward button, but the horse can't go through because the horse is actually too wide. So what we do is we just jump over the fence and we hop off, and there we go. The horse is now contained inside what I call the fat gate. So this is probably my favorite way to do it. It's because I can do it while I'm mounted on a horse, and I always seem to have fences on me, so it's a nice quick way just to place fences. Now, let's go find that other horse, and I'll show you probably the most common method. All right, so this is the great thing of a horse. You can just ride it down fairly carefully, but the horse is pretty good at walking down mountains without taking any damage. All right, so this method is probably what most people use, is you just place down a fence like that, and we go and grab our lead, and we hop off. And now you just lead the horse, and now if you right-click on the fence post, it'll tie the lead to that. So there we go. Now the horse can move around a little bit, but it won't go very far. And this is probably what most people do, but like I say, that is my preferred method of doing it. And that is it. At least now your horses won't go climbing mountains without you knowing about it, and you can come back and they will still be around. There we go. So I hope this helped you out, and if it did, please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe so you don't miss out the future episodes where we're going to learn some redstone. Thank you very much. Catch you in the next one. Bye.